All right, welcome back to Drew Pearson Live, and we're joined now by Wes Grandstaff, and he is the Southwestern AAU District Chairperson and founder of Nike Team Texas. Some even call him the Godfather of North Texas basketball. Well, welcome, Godfather. How are you?
Thank you.
I always wanted to meet the Godfather, man. Here he is.
Yes,
how did you come get that title and become the Godfather of basketball in North Texas?
It's a long story. It started back just in my youth, where I didn't plan on this happening. I had kind of I'd call it a rough childhood a bit, but I had a lot of good people that came in my life. That taught me how to play basketball, that taught me to get in sports. I was a real, I'd call it angry child. They ended up having to put me in junior Golden Gloves where I would box and just stuff to help with my anger issues, but just from a rough youth. But around second grade, a man named Bob Boone came into my mom's life, and he brought us out of Oak Cliff and the areas we were living into and brought us to a place called Eastgate Apartments in Garland, Texas.
Yes.
And at Eastgate, it was a bunch of kids, and we just ran around. They had a big gym. We'd play basketball, and there was a man there named Dick Keller who took a lot of interest in me, knowing that I was a troubled kid, and kind of channeled a lot of my energy and stuff through basketball. And he taught me how to play. By the time I got to fifth grade, he had taught me so well. I got articles where I was scoring 30 and 40 points a game because I was so far ahead of everybody from all the stuff that he had taught me. But he also taught me discipline. He kicked me off the team a few times, made me learn what it's like not to have basketball in my life and how bad I would want it. So through basketball, he really kind of geared me to do what I ended up doing later in life. And, from there, parents would get involved. I had a guy named Rucker Barrett that got really involved in my life around 5th, 6th, 7th grade that kind of helped me out and would make sure that I had what I needed and I was where I needed to be. So the biggest thing that I always wanted to do is not forget where you came from. So when I got older, I decided just to start a little basketball team in Garland. We called it the Garland Bulls, and we played with just some local Garland kids. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to try to do it bigger, and I'm going to go back to where Mr. Keller used to take me to play when I was little. And so I went there, and I ended up getting a kid named Kenyon Martin, who a lot of people have heard of, and little 7th grade kid. Just, we'd go pick him up in the projects, and he wouldn't even want me to leave my wife in the car to walk him to his door because he said, she might not be here when you get back, Coach West. That's how bad it was. So through that, and then I got a huge sponsorship from Nike. A guy named George Raveling came into our life, who's a lot called the Godfather of basketball in the world. He got into my life, and really he and I became very close. But from middle school going into high school, from Eastgate, Russ George, who you've met before, and then Billy Smith, who was here a couple weeks ago, they were kind of my role models. Those are the guys that were 2 years older than me that I wanted to be like. They were winners. They were good in soccer, so I played soccer. They were good. Everything they did, I tried to do, and I'd hang out with them as much as I could. And we took that winning tradition and in the basketball end of it into South Garland and started a tradition there that lasted a long time.
Yeah, it has. And AAU basketball, is strong all over the country. How does the AAU and Nike Team Texas blend together?
Well, it's funny because we've always been a football state. That's what everybody thought. Yeah, you go to Texas football. Well, it's not like that anymore. It's still a football state, but we're sending out more McDonald's All-Americans year after year. We're sending more guys into high major colleges. We got off my team this year: Ohio State, Michigan State, Oklahoma State, Texas A&M, San Diego, and we still got a couple more that are going to come out of that. And that's off one team. We now have several teams around here that. Texas is, when they play teams from around here, you have every major college coach in the country sit in front row with his mouth watering.
Now, are those kids calling you to want to be placed on this Nike team or be AAU basketball players?
Oh, absolutely. With Nike, it really it gives me an unfair advantage because Nike have started what's called the EYBL League, which stands for Elite Youth Basketball League, and every kid in the country wants to play in that league. It's kind of what they've done with clubs and soccer overseas. You have your different clubs, so it's a club. So in almost every major state, there's 40 of us. We'll meet and play league games for 4 sessions, and the top teams will play for a national championship. And you know, last year, I mean, you look down Duke's roster, almost every one of them is an EYBL kid. Kentucky roster, EYBL kid. So they've come through the Nike circuit. So Nike really has raised the bar, and everybody else is trying to catch us.
Now, I'm going to give you a little chance to brag about your son, Austin. I mean, he's a super basketball player. Did he come through that same route, AAU route, to get to where he is on his way to finishing up at Rockwell High School on his way to Ohio State?
Yes, he's. I've been running the AAU here now. This is my 22nd year to be over the AAU. So
wow.
I've got pictures of him in kindergarten playing on the same team with Marcus Smart, who's with the Boston Celtics now, and Phil Forte, one of the stars at Oklahoma State. So, is a kindergarten first grader. He was playing up 2 years, and then he's played that way growing up the whole way. So he's been around pros. I've had about 10 pros come through my program, the Marcus Aldridge, Darren Williams, Bracer Wright, all those guys played for Team Texas at some point, and he's got to be around those guys, and he's got to see what it takes to be good, and I don't even have to push him to go work out. He's got it going on.
Yeah, so he's looking forward and excited to go to Ohio State. That's coming up, right?
Absolutely. He'll leave June 15th.
Wow, right on. Well, you know what they say, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And you got a heck of a basketball player in your son, and I know a lot of it has to do with you and the way you raised him and made basketball important in his life.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Wes, thanks for being with us. You're the Godfather, man. You are definitely the Godfather.
Thank you very much.
The Godfather on the Drew Pearson Live Show. Wow. All right, we'll have more of Drew Pearson Live right after this.